Hello, and welcome to video blog number 15. This is right after number 14. And so in that one I was kind of talking a little bit about transcribing as a form of income, and I don't know if I actually ever mentioned, but I am allowed to say now that it is for Pete Townsend and Roger Dotrieve and for The Who. Actually, I think I did mention that. Scratch that. So yeah, it's really cool working with musicians in a different field of a different particular part of music. I'm standing up right now because I gotta take a break. Transcribing can take a lot out of you. You're sitting, you're focusing, and like I said, you're taking stuff apart. So, but on top of transcribing, and I'm doing a run of shows, and being a full-time student. One of the other things that I've been up to recently is I applied for, I did some grant writing, and I applied for something called the Presser Grant here at USC, which is a $10,000 grant, and it's just awarded to a returning graduate student. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about some pointers, and I'm sure there are people who are much better at this, people who've taken specific classes, and because I was a double major, the nice thing about my undergrad is that Eastman did offer like a grant writing class, but unfortunately as a double major I didn't really have time to take it. So I've kind of learned some stuff the hard way, and the most important thing I can tell anyone right now, for those of you who I know are diehard followers of this other than my mom, do a CV now. Particularly in undergrad. Fortunately, I had Heidi Lucas, shout out to her, at University of Southern Mississippi, I think she's at now. She forced us our freshman year as the Horn TA we had to write a CV. A CV is different from a resume. A CV is everything, every single point, everything that you've done, what you did in each of your events. So it's not just played with so-and-so, it was like played substitute or associate or whatever position. Major works include blah 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 blah. Worked with the following conductors, blah 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 blah. When you're writing for grants, sometimes they'll ask for your CV, and this particular one did. And fortunately, I had a CV which I was forced to do my freshman year, and then I revised it again for my senior year as part of a music education class. So I had that stuff, and then, you just kind of keep updating it and you keep adding to it. You don't delete stuff. It's not like a resume that's one page. This, I think my CV right now is 15, 16 pages, something like that, of everything, including your academic accomplishments, community service a lot of people forget about, major performances, relevant employment experience. So all of those things are really important to write down. Even maybe if you left a job on not good terms, you want to at least put it down to say you did it. And that's really important because grant writers, they're writing you a $10,000 check, and they want to know who it's going to. So essentially my proposal has to be submitted to the department chair. The department chair then recommends, among all the other people, something to the director of development, and then the director of development meets with the dean, and then they talk about that. But my proposal was I'd like to spend some time looking specifically at not necessarily the performers of the instruments, but the instrument makers themselves. I feel that a lot of instrument makers and a lot of performers, they just care if their instrument is great and if it works and if it doesn't. But there are thousands and thousands of hours that go into the development of a new instrument, regardless of whether it's a horn or a violin. I mean, this is stuff that is an art form in itself, and it's not really trainable at university kind of settings. It's more of a guild sort of craftsman sort of approach, and I just feel that in a university setting, a lot of the times we kind of look down on craftsmen, because those who are really good at their jobs make everybody else's job easy. So that was kind of my angle. I wanted to look specifically at American manufacturers since 1900, focusing on brass particularly. I'd like to focus on because $10,000 you think is a lot of money, but I want to do a 30-minute documentary, and that's barely scraping by for $10,000 once you figure in all the costs. for everything, for traveling to locations, for on-site filming. Editing and post-production is extremely expensive, and $10,000 is pretty. When you're looking, if I were to do a 60-minute documentary, not a chance on a budget like that. But so that's one thing that I'm very fortunate. You want to temper your proposals to fit the budget that you have. You don't want to try to bite off more than you can chew. So hopefully we'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know. I'll know by March 2nd if I'm in the finals for the all of that. But hope you're doing well. Keep slugging through if you're in class. You're getting close to spring break, hopefully, at your schools. And yeah, take care. Bye.